how to stay high value when a man pulls away. What's up everyone, it's Sabrina from anumo.com, and today I am gonna talk about how to stay high value when your guy is withdrawing, pulling away, seems to be going cold. I know what a scary feeling that is, and there's nothing that makes you feel even more low value because you have no idea what's going on and you kind of feel like you're at the mercy of him. And you're sort of in this holding pattern of waiting around to see what he decides, what he chooses, where his head's at. Is he losing interest? Is he gonna leave you? Are you about to be dumped? Like, what is happening? I'm gonna break it all down for you. Don't worry, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to do so you handle the situation, bring him back, and you do it keeping your self-esteem strong and intact. So watch this video until the very end. Real quick, if you enjoyed this video and find it helpful, please tap that like button. Such a quick, such an easy way to help me out and help me grow my channel. Also make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified whenever I post more videos. Also, if you are struggling with a man that is pulling away, you have no idea what's going on, you just want to understand how to get your relationship back on track, then definitely go to our Why Men Pull Away resource page. It's at whenhepullsaway.com and I will link it down below. Okay, I totally understand the instinct to panic here, because you don't know what's happening. He's pulling away. I'm not gonna get into the reasons about why men pull away because I have so many other videos on that, but the TLDR and the good news here is that most of the time it has nothing to do with you. It's not because of any relationship problems. It's usually because of something internal within himself. And look, there are some women that cope this way as well. I'm definitely one of them. So this might be something that you relate to. It's not always necessarily a man-woman thing. It's just like a masculine energy, feminine energy type of thing. And the masculine energy typically prefers to retreat, pull back, deal with something internally. So the first thing to do is to just give him space. It sounds so simple, but it's so hard because there's a part of you that's like, if I give him space, like what if he forgets about me and that's it, I never hear from him again. And if you do have that fear, and it's just funny how many women do, just step out of the fear for a minute and look at it. Look at what you're saying. You're saying, I'm scared this guy who I'm in a relationship with or I'm dating or wherever you're at, I'm scared he's gonna forget about me. What does that say about your opinion of yourself if you think that a guy is just gonna forget about you as soon as you are not like on top of him and breathing down his neck, you know? It shows that you don't have a very high opinion of yourself. So I think that is something that you need to look at more than why is he pulling away, what's going on? Because that's usually where our minds go. That's where we spiral because we want to solve the problem. But why do you think that you're so forgettable? Why do you think that you could be so easily forgotten? So the first step is to just give him space and also trust that if he is the man for you, there's no way he's going to forget about you. And if he does just think, you know what, life is actually kind of better with her not around, that just means he's not the right guy for you. So it's a good thing that you gave him the space to realize that because you don't want to drag out a relationship with somebody who's not the right person for you. Next, and I give this advice a lot and I will continue to give it, don't stress. The stressing is what ruins everything. I can't say this enough. You really have to get your mind under control here. So a good exercise, actually learned this from Mel Robbins, who's a life coach, but she says that like when you're in that stressed out, anxious state of mind, just stop and count backwards from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then shift your mind to elsewhere. So you could shift to oh, well, what if everything works out? You could shift to like a vision of you being in a happy relationship that you've always wanted. It might not necessarily be with this guy. And I always for those of you who are into manifestation, I don't ever think it's a good idea to manifest a particular person to come back because that person might not be right for you. And then what? Like you want to manifest the kind of relationship that you want. So if you're gonna visualize how you want things to be, I would visualize having the relationship you want, having the kind of love that you want, not like this particular person. Because you could be wrong. Let me tell you something. We don't know ourselves as well as we think. It's so funny, like in thinking back on my life, the things that I'm like, okay, no, this is what I need. And I am positive that I need to live this kind of life and be with this kind of person. And I was wrong about everything. And I'm a pretty self-aware person. And I've been at this for a really long time. And I was so wrong about everything. So you might be wrong. You might think with your whole heart right now that this is the person for you, but you could be very wrong. And then when you do find the right person for you, you could be like, what was I thinking? Like, how did I think that a relationship with that person would have been a good idea? That would have been the worst thing for me. The exercise, stop the panicked, frenzied thoughts, count backwards, and reorient your mind onto something else, like envisioning a relationship where things are working out, or maybe just picturing yourself feeling calm, feeling okay with the situation no matter what. When you do that, you break that spiral. And that's the thing with like those negative, frenzied, frenetic, stressed out thoughts. They just spiral and spiral, and they attract even more negativity and more negative thoughts. And then you're just bursting with negative energy, and that's just, it's repulsive. It repels anybody that comes near you. Number 3, relinquish control. It is so empowering to just realize I'm not in control of everything. And the sky will not fall down if I'm not personally holding it up. It's freeing to have that awareness that I'll be okay no matter what. I trust myself. I know that I can handle whatever comes my way. So just relinquish the control. Stop trying to figure him out and figure out what's going on and analyze your last interaction with him and look for clues and try to understand. I get that need. I totally do. I feel like a lot of women have this. I think that's why we're like so many women are obsessed with like true crime podcasts. It's become like a joke amongst men how their girlfriends are just like, they're like, wow, I never knew my girlfriend was a psychopath. Like, look at what she listens to. I think it's just because we all want to try to understand. We want to solve the mystery. We need to understand. We need to piece everything together. We just have this like, I don't know, maybe it's like a way to relieve stress and to have order in this world full of chaos. I don't know what it is, but we all have that need. You have to just let go, relinquish, surrender. You don't have control over him. You don't have control over his circumstances. You don't have control over what's going on in his life. All you can do is control that which is under your control. And that is just you. It is your reactions. It is your stress level, your anxiety level. It is how you're showing up in the relationship, how you feel about yourself. So put your focus on those things instead of where his head's at and how you can solve his problems for him, because you can't. Number 4, pursue your own happiness. At this point, if you are feeling miserable and stressed out and anxious and on edge because your guy's pulling away and you feel like the only way you'll feel happy again is if he comes back, then you are attaching way too much of your self-worth and your happiness onto a person. And that is always unhealthy. That never ends well. So you have to shift the focus. If instead of placing a condition on your happiness, I will only be happy if he comes back and if our relationship gets back on track, think, what are some other ways I can increase my feelings of happiness? How can I get to a place of not feeling so stressed and not feeling so anxious? What can I do to make myself feel good and to make myself feel fulfilled? That is the focus right now. That is how you transform yourself into that high-value woman. Because a high-value woman does not derive her sense of value from how a man responds to her. Number 5, move on. High-value women do not stick around in situations where they are not being prioritized, where they're not being treated right, or where they're being discarded. Now look, if a guy's pulling away, it is very possible that he has some issues he's dealing with. And I think that you should give him a little bit of grace. And like I said earlier, gotta step back, give him some space to work through things. But this can't go on indefinitely. Like eventually he has to come back. You can't be in a relationship and be placed on the back burner. That's not fair to you and it's not respectful of you or your time. So first, give him some space, all right? If you're not hearing from him, give it some time, maybe like a week. Shoot him a friendly, casual text like, hey, just wanted to see how you're doing. Hope all is well. Something casual like that, and then see what comes back your way. If you still get no response, then it might be time to recognize that no response is a response, and maybe this relationship has run its course. If he's very cold and distant with you, then it might be time to have a talk about what's going on in your relationship. And if he ignores you and you're in the very early stages of relationship, then it might be safe to say that he's not pulling away. He might just be ghosting you here. If you're in more of a settled, established place, you've been seeing each other for a while, maybe you're official and he's doing this, then it's possible that he's just pulling away. He's become so self-absorbed with whatever's going on in his life, but he needs to be shaken out of that a little and to remember, no, like you're also in this relationship. You're not going to sit around and wait around for him forever. And if he does truly care about you and he is serious about the relationship, he will bring you back into the fold. And he will be appreciative of the fact that you were able to give him that space when he needed it. And he'll also respect your boundaries. Like he'll realize it is unreasonable of him to expect you to just wait around for him to get his act together. because sometimes who knows how long that could take. So if he just seems like he's incapable of being in a relationship right now, he may even tell you. Actually, I was dealing with this with a coaching client of mine the other day. She had been seeing this guy, he broke up with her, and he was like, I just have a lot going on in my life I have to deal with, but you're the type of girl I could marry someday. I mean, that's such a difficult position to put somebody in, because it's like, okay, so you think you could marry me, but you got to work on your stuff, but like, how long could that take? Because he was dumping her, but then at the same time saying, oh, you're somebody that I can marry. In that case, I advise her to move on. Like, well, what's she going to do? Just wait around, wait in the wings? There's no guarantees in life. Maybe today he feels like you're the type of woman I could marry, but that's always subject to change. Words aren't carved in stone here. So you should never place your life, your happiness, your time. You should not put everything on hold to wait for someone to figure things out. Look, as you guys know, like, I married an ex, we had dated in high school, and for 11 years, it was just never right. Neither of us was really in a place where we could be in a relationship. He had a lot of working on himself to do. And I posted about our relationship on social media, and a lot of people have this assumption that I waited around for 11 years for him to be ready to be in a relationship. That's not true at all. Do you know how many relationships I've had? How many guys I've dated? If you're a regular on A New Mode on YouTube or on the website, or if you've read my books, there have been a lot. I built my career based on all the guys I've dated in that 11-year time frame from when he and I first dated to when we second dated. So I was not waiting around. Yeah, in my heart of hearts, I felt like, okay, this guy is perfect for me, but he wasn't seeing that at the time. So I wasn't just going to sit there and hope and pray and to get him back, because then what? I would have just been sitting around for 11 years? It's ridiculous. I needed these experiences. I needed them to help me learn who I was and how I cope in relationships. And there was so much growth during that time. So point is, don't ever wait around for a guy. If he says, oh, I love you, you're so great, but I'm just not ready. Okay, you're not ready. The right person at the wrong time is the wrong person for that time, Anyway, look, if this guy's losing interest, it's not going to magically turn around all on its own. If you want to see his love and his interest come roaring back where you have him, then you need a proven game plan. And I'm going to tell you straight up, you're not going to get it from a quick YouTube video, as much as I try to pack my videos with so much information. You need a solution that will address the root of the problem once and for all. So look, if your relationship is not where you want it to be and you feel like nothing has helped so far, then stop wasting your time. Check out our proven system to help fix this once and for all. Go to whenhepullsaway.com, and I'll link it down below, to learn about our system to stop him from pulling away and make him crave a connection with you again. I hope this was helpful. Don't forget to tap that like button and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.